So my name is Jesus Sosa. I'm a certified Zoho developer. Um, I've been working with Zoho for a few years now. I have built a few dozens, lines of coding in Deluge with multiple type of integrations and application within Zoho. So hopefully in today's presentation, I might be able to share some of the experience and some of the projects that I built. Just one of them that I want to go over, which is integration between Zoho CRM, Zoho Cliq, Zoho Flow, and any other third-party software out there that provides voice or IP capability, especially SMS. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. As I talk, I will be making some posts on asking for questions just in case somebody have any question out there. And I do hope that our Soho team here will be able to help if they are kind of like, a generic question or something about that. I'm pretty sure they will have a better expertise how to answer those questions since every single scenario is different, right? And every single company needs different things. So without talking too much, let me go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Give me just a second. Just a brief introduction what is going on here, right? So on this particular scenario, right, we have a customer who has this business and corporation with uh, their employees, right? We do have different departments. So these will be especially focused on customer service department. So as a company, it's today's days we do have our customer calling our main line all the time, right? Let's say that you are on, you do have a company that everything you do is you sell cars, right? You are a dealership and you have your people, and you're receiving a lot of calls from customers every single day wanting to know if you have a new inventory like new cars, maybe trucks, whatever, right? And they want to know pricing, they want to know what it's available. So today's day, after COVID, we have had so many people that actually, they just either working from home or unfortunately they leave the company that a lot of companies out there have been impacted, especially customer service department regarding answering phone calls. So the idea when this project was presented to me was to find a solution that will provide a faster communication between the customer service department and the customer, right, of the company, where you as a customer will call in, and instead of being on the phone on hold for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we want to find a solution where it can be easy for you to send us a text and then have our company getting those texts and also replying back to you. So the original idea was you as a customer, you grab your phone and you send an SMS to a number, right, to a phone number, which is a company number, and then that SMS text is received again by any third party. So far, if you go to Google and you just search, you can go to Tulio, you can go to, there's hundreds of companies out there that provide you with third party SMS capabilities. So once you get that, you always want to make sure that these software can provide APIs capability, because we're going to be using APIs to communicate back and forth. Is in this particular example, I use webhooks because it's way more easy and simple than actually doing an API. With a webhook, you can just trigger every single time we receive an SMS on this number. I want to go ahead and send a webhook to Zoho Flow, and that's how everything starts, right? So again, customer, they send a text, they say hello. Do you have any update on my order? This is my order, okay? And the text is received by these online platform that you can you can get whatever. There's hundreds of there, once the text is received by this online platform, you're gonna have that text automatically, all the information of that text automatically forward to Zoho Flow. And that is where everything actually gets started. Here is my flow. So I do have my webhook here, where every single time we receive any SMS, all the details are coming in here, and they are coming, in JSON mode. Like actually, whenever I go to the history, I can see, all these are different tags that I have received, and I can see all my details here of the text. I can see the zip code, I can see the phone number. Here is the body of the text that was sent. I can see all the information. Going back to here, once we get that information in Zoho Flow, at this point, we are capable to do pretty much anything we want, right? It's just a matter of, okay, what can we get out from this information? So first thing I want to point out, step number one, and again, this is unique business scenario, but this is what I built for the company who asked me to build this. The first thing that we want to do whenever we receive an SMS is take that phone number and look in Zoho CRM for any existing contact that we might have with that phone number. Okay, so that will be the first step. In our case, I do have a Zoho contact, which is myself over here. I do have a mobile number, right? So that will be the first step. Search in Zoho CRM for any contact with this phone number. And I'm doing that using the Deluge script over here. It's very simple. This is one of the first scripts. It's very simple, nothing too complicated. I'm just taking the phone number, making a string value. Some phone number may vary on the area code, especially if they are international. You have +1 for United States, and I don't know what other countries might have, but the area code may differ. So you always want to start looking the phone number backward. Okay, so the last 10 digits of the phone number with no dashes, nothing like that. Once you get that, you want to go ahead and send the first API call, into Zoho CRM to search whatever contact you have, where the mobile number is from the text that you receive. That will be the first step. And once you get something right, let's pretend that you do have an existing contact that previously signed up in your website somewhere. They fill up a form, and now you do have all the information in Zoho CRM. So let's pretend that happened, okay? All right, perfect. You receive a text. This code right here will fetch all the contact information from Zoho CRM. All right, okay, at this point, we already have all the information. Second step, we want to go ahead and take the body of the text out. Okay, as I mentioned before, when you receive the text via webhook, you get so much data that you really don't need. Maybe everything you need is just the phone number and the text itself. Maybe you do want to know what was the zip code where this text was sent. Maybe not. It's up to you. For this use case, I'm just gonna grab the body. So okay. So Zoho CRM. Somebody just posted a question on the chat. Let me answer that real quick. So Zoho CRM, even if you formatted this, what you want to do to keep it consistent, I add a custom function that no matter what you do, for example, here, if I try to add dashes and I click save, it won't let me. I try to add, I think it's called conditional assignment, where, hey, whenever you're adding the phone number, I want it to be this format. However, you can also add automations where no matter how the phone number is, you always will convert it to the proper format. For example, if somebody add parentheses and dashes, that's fine. Once they do that, the automation will run automatically, and it will remove all the parentheses and dashes, leaving only the phone number. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. You want to keep the data consistent between all the applications, otherwise it won't work, especially because these here, the phone number is being fetched as a string. So you want to make sure it's exactly the same, otherwise it won't work. Anyways, we got the contact. The second step, we take the text, the body of the text out from the webhook. and we also take any picture or media. So I don't know if you know, but every single time you send a text to somebody with pictures, of course, the other people will receive the picture as an SMS. But truly, what is happening behind the scenes from the back end, those pictures are being sent as a URL. Okay, I don't remember exactly what the right format to describe it will be, but usually that's how it is. They're being sent as a URL, where, whenever in the cloud that picture is actually being hosted. So that's what we're doing here. We're taking the URL from the webhook and the payload. Okay, and also we're taking the phone number. Okay, I do have another step over here, and the reason why I add this is because I did notice that sometimes our customer were sending empty task, empty SMS, like with nothing, no wording, nothing at all. So I add a simple decision box over here just to make sure that the body of the SMS either has something on the body like hello or hey, whatever, or at least it has a picture. But if somebody sends us a text with nothing, then the automation will stop right here before making any more unnecessary API calls. Okay, at this point, we already have our contact from Zoho Fetch. We already have the body on a variable. And the reason why I put this on a variable is for easy data manipulation. And we already have any picture, if we have a picture, sent. Okay, so we're here. Over here, everything I'm doing is I'm taking the full phone number of the webhook. That's what I'm doing. The webhook came in from here, and I'm just, I'm putting the full phone number. This is all the information that I'm getting from the webhook, from the SMS that was sent. I'm just taking the phone number because I will need that, and I will show you now why. Okay, this over here, this is for another servers that I have included over here, because when I built this, I built it in a way where the company can communicate with their customers using SMS capabilities with their mobile number, customer mobile number, and Zoho Cliq. But we also later on they asked me to upgrade these to where the customer can sign up for SMS notification, and I did have to include this in here where our customer can send us a text with the word star, and they will automatically get subscribed to start getting SMS notifications on their phone. And if they reply stop, automatically will stop the notification process. Okay, but I'm not gonna be talking about that. That's something different over here. I'm gonna keep just going this route, which is the integration with Zoho Cliq. Okay. All right, so at this point, customers send us a text. They say, hey, hello, what is the status of, my car? Or, hey, do you have any vehicle available for sales? I'm looking for a Toyota, whatever. I already have the contact information. I have the message. I have the phone number. Okay, now we get to the point where, all right, what will be the first thing that we're going to do? The first thing that we want to do is try to find in Zoho Cliq an existing channel communication, because this customer may have previously reached out to us via SMS. So we might have already a channel, active where our employees are actually communicating with the customer via SMS. So that will be the first thing that we do through these, fetching channel capability. And this is very simple. It's just a plug and play. You just grab the Zoho Cliq and you add a name to the variable. It could be whatever, and then you just got to make sure that you type in the name exactly as it is. In this case, for example, every single channel in chat is actually being done in the following way: the name of the contact from Zoho. So this name right here, Jesus Eduardo Sosa, is the same name that we're taking from Zoho that automatically adds it. Okay, and then the secondly is the phone number, and there is a reason why I wanted to include the phone number on the name of the channel. These are channels, and I will tell you that here soon. Okay, that will be the first thing. Let's try to make sure that non-channel exists. Okay, and here same way, but now we're looking just for a channel with only the phone number, no name. This is for those communication channels where we don't have any contact in Zoho. Once we do the first fetch to Zoho, searching for a contact in Zoho with that mobile number, and if the system returns a 0 value, which means like, hey, no contact was found. Sorry, I was reading a chat. If no contact is found in Zoho, then it will just create a channel using the phone number. Okay. All right, we got this. Depending of the situation, you know, the flow will trigger. But anyways, all right, we can either create a new channel or update the channel. If a channel exists, which means if either one of these two, you know, actually give you a response back, whenever you try to fetch a channel, an existing channel, using either the contact name or the phone number, you're gonna get something back. If you don't get something back, it means that, hey, the channel doesn't exist at all. So that's why over here you're gonna get like an ID, right? If the channel ID is null, or the channel ID here, you see the channel ID repeated, but this is because we're looking for two different type of parameters here, right? Conditions. We're looking for, okay, show me any channel that have the contact name and the phone number, and also show me any channel in Cliq that only have the phone number. Okay, none of those have it. Okay, that means that this new phone number, this customer have never sent us any text in the past at all. So this is the first time that the customer is sending us a text. In that case, we will create a new channel. Again, this is a plug and play. We create a new channel in Zoho Cliq, and the channel name is gonna be either the contact name or just the phone number. At this point, let's pretend that we create a new channel. At this point, no message has been posted on that channel yet. We just create the channel. What will be the next step? Sending the message that we receive via the webhook, posting that message on this channel using the Deluge. Okay, so let me show you a little bit of the coding on there. That will be supposed to click. I think it's this one. So here's some of the coding that I use to send that to Zoho Cliq, and I will explain a little bit of that. So the first one, remove the +1 or anything, right? Just in case of the error code. We still fetching all the record from Zoho over here as well, and then we're taking all that information and actually, you know, all the information that I want from Zoho. That's what I'm doing here. Again, whenever you're building this, it doesn't mean that you have to build it the same way, because you may just want to send that text directly to Zoho Cliq. For that, everything you're gonna need to do is here, do this. You want to create a just, you know, grab that text, this right here, that technically that will say hello, but as of now it's just a variable, right, from with the message that was sent, and you just want to post that into Zoho. How? Using these you know, custom function right here. You have to actually provide a, you know, the text, which is the text that will be posted in there. You have to provide a title. Image is just, you know, like the profile image of the text, which will be something like that. You know, in my case, I'm using that. But this right here is, you know, everything you're gonna need, and you can find all the documentation in, you know, Zoho Cliq API documentation. All right. So again, don't freak out because so many line of coding. The whole reason why you see so much, you know, lines in here is because, you know, all these are different pictures, because I'm allowing pictures to be sent as well, and also because I'm doing a lot of fetching in Zoho CRM, because I wanted to build it in a way where, you know, or people, if we save a test, everybody wants to know, okay, who is the contact sending this text and what account does the contact has. But also they wanted me to build it in a way where they can just do one click and it will automatically take them to the profile page. For example, if I click here, it will automatically take them to the contact in Zoho CRM. Okay. And also if they click here, it will automatically take them to the account module in CRM. Okay. So You don't have to do it. Maybe everything you need, it's just the text sitting right here, and you don't need nothing else. So don't freak out with all this coding. Everything you need, again, it's just, making your API call and posting the text using the chat ID, and the chat ID, you're gonna get that from a variable here, and that it will come from the previous step, which is here. So whenever you create this channel ID, you create a new channel, you get the channel ID back, and then you use that channel ID on your following custom function to post any chat. All right, after hours, you don't have to worry about that. That's something that, if somebody reaches 6 p.m. or something and nobody's available, they will receive an automatically text back saying like, hey, thank you for thank you for sending us a text. Unfortunately, we're no longer everybody's out, whatever. We're gonna reply back to you tomorrow first thing in the morning. All right, so here in the case, so this is pretty much how you create the Cliq channel and you post a new one. Okay, now in the event that the customer has sent us multiple tests in the past and you're just trying to add more SMS, you just want to update the same channel that you have. And the reason is because you don't want to keep creating unnecessarily channels over here every single time you receive a text. Okay, you just want to create a channel the first time the customer sends you a text, and after that you just want all the text included on the same. And I will give you a quick demonstration. So what I'm doing now, I know you cannot see me, but what I'm doing is I have my mobile phone in front of me. Okay, my personal mobile phone in front of me. I'm sending a text to a phone number that will be sent to this webhook. Okay, I will say something like, hey, this is Jesus. What is the status of my order test? So I'm just sending a new text. Okay, and this is what's gonna happen. You see how immediately it came here. So the SMS, it took less than a second to come over here. And now I can see, hey, this is Jesus. What is the status of my order test? Okay, so now I can say, I can actually reach out to any partner, right? Any of my co-workers. I can bring, I don't know, Janaki here if I want to, and I can just, tag her and say, hey, can you please respond to this customer? And I hit enter. The customer at this point won't see any conversation. So me and my employees, we can have communication back and forth about this customer and nobody will be able to see. Okay. The event that I want to go and reply back to the customer, I can just type it something like, thank you for reaching out. Your order is scheduled to be delivered today. Okay, and I hit enter, and then again at this point we have not sent this back to the customer yet. I will show you that here in a few. For that, you have to actually create more coding into Zoho Cliq through something that is called message actions, which you can create going in here, going boots, and then you go to message actions, and then you create your own. Here is the one I create, very simple, right? You just add your coding, you use a third party, right? Third party software out there where you're gonna be sending APIs call with the information. Right now, the only information I'm sending is just the phone number where I want this message to go and the text. And that's why I wanted to have the phone number on the name, because every single time I come over here and I right click this and I click more and I hit send to customer, this will automatically be sent to the customer, and the customer will receive these texts from Zoho Cliq as an SMS on their phones immediately. But again, how will Zoho Cliq know who they need to send this? I mean, Zoho Cliq, somehow they need to know what is the phone number where we're going to be sending that, and that's why that phone number is actually here on the title of the channel. So we're grabbing the phone number. And to do that, it's pretty simple. You just need to add some Deluge in there and get any, you know, suffix coding after the plus, and pretty much everything after the plus is just the phone number, and then you can just send that. Okay, so I can come over here, click more, hit send to customer, and at this point, boom, that text is already sent. In fact, I just got it on my mobile phone, but unfortunately you cannot see it. But at this point, the text has been already sent out to the customer from Zoho Cliq. And this is how the whole, you know, kind of like flow actually work. I already show you here how to, you know, create a new channel. Updating the channel here is the same thing, right? Remember, once you get the workflow, I mean, once a customer send you a text to a phone number, that phone number is being sent to Zoho Flow via webhook. From the webhook, you're trying to fetch and see if you already have a contact CRM in Zoho. If you don't have a contact CRM in Zoho, that's fine. You're just gonna create a new channel ID only using the phone number, and you're not gonna be able to pull any information like I do over here about contact, you know, about the contact information from the Zoho CRM. But if you do have a Zoho CRM contact already with that phone number, you will be able to actually pull information from the Zoho CRM and bring it in here, which is very cool and necessary, because sometimes you want to know, like, who are you texting to, right? I mean, otherwise you just have a text in there and you don't know what the customer name is, you don't know who they work for. Maybe if your company operates B2B, which is business to business, sometimes you just want to know, and you have to be more carefully about who are you sharing information with. So you want to have some type of security in there where, okay, I already know the people and the person that I'm talking to via, you know, SMS using Zoho Flow and Zoho Cliq is John Doe, for example, right? You want to know who you're chatting with. And that's why it's kind of important to first try to fetch information from Zoho CRM. And of course, if you cannot find anything, you may want to be limited. You probably don't want to share confidential information other than just answering a few questions like, I don't know, do you have an order number? Yes. Okay. Can you provide me the order number? Here's the order number, or, you know, something like that. These two over here is nothing but just updating the channel. Again, right now I can send another test, and I will just say, I will send another SMS from my phone and say, hey, today is sunny. And instead of creating a new channel, what it will happen, it will just add a new message. There you go. Hey, today is sunny. So that quickly, instead of keep adding, creating more channel, everything under the same channel. It's being done over here because we add some logic in Zoho Flow to automatically know if this is a brand new or an existing channel ID that must be created. Okay, and you can continue like that. And the magic here is that you can always go back, you know, and see the history conversation, right? All the transcript. You're gonna be able to tell how many times you have talked to this customer and so on. So that's kind of like the beauty of it, right? Keeping that communication together.
They're asking, after you finish providing the service to a particular customer, does the channel get deleted, or does it stay up there forever?
It stays there forever. I mean, but I do, you know, we are in the enterprise version of Zoho 1. I don't really think, I mean, before I started working on this, I remember I had a call with Zoho because I wanted to know if there is any limitation about how many channels I can have, and they told me no, there is no limitations. However, I did build something external from this, where I'm doing a simple API call against Zoho Cliq, and I'm pulling every single chat ID of every single channel that has not been modified over 2 years. Okay, so what that means is, like, I am automatically deleting. I mean, I can click this X, but that doesn't mean that the channel is deleted. Okay, you can still go to channels and you can still try to find that channel, and that channel is still there. Okay, so here is how to send pictures and all that. So the channel is still here. That doesn't mean it's deleted. To delete the channel, you actually have to go into the channel, click, you know, here and click delete, and that will delete permanently the channel. But again, right now, if I send another text, which I will here in a second, and that channel will immediately pop up here again. Let me show you that. Let me show you how that works. I can actually come over here. I can show you that. Okay, I just sent the tag, so it should come immediately. It should pop up here as a conversation. Did I hit send? Let me search for it. Okay, well, I guess I don't know. Well, let me check on the flow. Wonder if it actually was received here in the history. Click on here. Oh, okay, it's actually being queued. So it's being processed. It have not been sent yet. So sometimes the whole flow, it will take a few seconds to process the information, because it's kind of a lot of automation what we have in the Zoho Flow. So it will take a few seconds. But here it is, and the text already arrived. And they say, hey, this is the channel. And as you can see, all the previous conversation is still there. It's not deleted. Regarding if there is any limitation, maybe that's a question that you guys can help these person to answer, if there might be any limitation regarding Zoho channels, how for how long they can be active, or if they will automatically be deleted, in 5 years, 10 years. Uh, I don't know what type of limitation for every single Zoho plan is out there. Again, I do have the enterprise Zoho 1, which so far I haven't had any single limitation, and I can do pretty much anything I need from there. Honestly, and here you can see the whole flow of it. Yeah, I think it should
I'm
just,
just wondering if we can, if there's this is a really good example, and I'm just getting examples of how to implement things later, so we can write it later or implement it later. I know this is your code, but
it's kind of yes, yeah, I understand your question. It's kind of tricky, right? Because every single business is unique and different use case. My idea here was more to kind of like show you and give you a better idea that maybe hopefully something you can implement in your business or with your customers. Just letting you know the possibility that you can actually have Zoho Cliq communicating via SMS with customers or partners out there, right? That it's possible. Now, how you implement that, that's pretty much using writing, coding, and depending on it could be, it's different. I mean, I guarantee you the codings that I use in here, it won't work for any other Zoho account out there, because I'm me personally, I do change and modify every single API field within Zoho itself. Uh, so it won't work. However, the functionality behind regarding how do you make an API call to Zoho to fetch the data, how do you make a post to Cliq, right? Like, hey, I got this message. How can I put this on Cliq now? You do all that building custom function here in Zoho Flow. Let me show you a quick example, which I did early, where you can just use the regular Cliq, post to chat. You can use that right there, post to chat, which if you go to Zoho Cliq and documentation, post to chat, it will provide you all the documentation how to actually send it. This is the syntax right there. So right now you can take this. Let me give you a quick example here. Okay, I've done in the. Let me save that. Duplicate. I'm gonna grab a Zoho ID, not a Zoho ID, a chat ID from the previous message that I have. That will be fetch channel. Whenever we fetch a channel over here, remember we do have a flow that fetch the channel. It define a channel, which is the one that I have. And as an output, you're gonna get an ID. Here's the chat ID. I think it's this one, the one we need. Let me go with that one, chat ID. So you're gonna grab that chat ID and you're gonna use it on your post to the channel function. So if I go over here and I take this, right, add that, post to channel, get chat ID, get ID. No, you don't need that. Just go over here, make it like that. I think you're gonna need a connection. I don't know. It's all without connection, you will need a connection. So I do have a connection here. My connection is logic, custom function, posted to Zoho Cliq. Okay, here's my connection name. Every connection is different. You're gonna have to create your own as well. So once you go in there, go to channel, use that connection, you hit save, and now let's execute. What this will do, whatever we have over here, is hi guys, good to meet you. So that will actually be posted in Zoho. Here it is. Hi guys, good to meet you. But as you can see, there is no information at all being pulled from the Zoho CRM. So maybe that's something like simple like that is what you need. Maybe that this is everything you need. You just need to grab every single SMS that you have received via webhook. You can just grab that text and send it to the channel. That's simple. It's kind of like, you know, different use cases scenario. There was a question about how you can actually have access. Okay, so that is being done over here. Whenever you're using these drag and drop Cliq data, you're gonna have to provide access like from here. Let me show you. So I'm gonna search for Cliq in Zoho Flow. I will pretend that I'm gonna add a new channel, create a channel, or update a channel. It doesn't matter. Okay, so whenever you create a new channel here, you're gonna be able to select an existing connection, and then over here you're gonna have to type in using the email address of your users. For example, if you have 3 different users that you want, I mean, let's say you have 100 employees, but you know 100 Zoho users within your organization, but you only want 5 people to be able to have access to these channels. So you're just gonna type their emails here at, sorry, I'm gonna type their email at whatever.com and then separate by comma. Okay, and that's how you add people there. Any other question?
If we hired another employee to help with, you know, trying to manage these chats, they're not going to have the legacy like channels if we do it that way. If we're able to do it through like department, hopefully they would have now access to all of these previous chats. That's kind of what I'm trying to work around.
I think you can do that as well on Cliq. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I'm trying to make it as simple, right? I know you can still update and create new channels. It actually using Deluge, but I'll try to keep as simple as possible. And right now, Zoho Flow, it's, you know, it gives you so many different options. Like if you want to create a new channel, hey, it's easily drag and drop. If you want to update a new channel, it's just a drag and drop. However, if you are working with departments and you're actually not working with channels, you know, go to the Zoho Cliq API documentation. Let's see if they give you anything about, you know, the departments. Maybe you can create, fetch, update departments via the APIs. Try that. Maybe you can find something from here. So change of departments here is, so create a new department via APIs, and you can update departments. So pretty much it will do the same thing. It's just, a little bit more complicated, but any Zoho developer will be able to do it. You're just not going to be able to use the simple drag and drop feature already offered here in Zoho Flow. You're just going to have to build your own, but it is possible. There was a question before earlier about some of the different type of scenarios. I just want to point out again, this is kind of unique. It means like you can build it according to your business need or your customer needs. But I do see a lot that since I built this maybe a year, 2 years ago, the feedback that I have gained back has been amazing, because now, sometimes companies, customer, again, sometimes they just don't have the time to be on a phone calling your company, right? Your people, and waiting there on hold for 5 minutes to ask, hey, what is the status of my order? Hey, I have a question. How can I submit a payment online? Hey, how can I do this? They just don't have the time. Or they do, but it's not something that they probably want to do. I mean, how many times, just put yourself in the customer shoes, right? Every single time you have to call somebody, like a company. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not feeling like, yeah, let me call this company. I'm pretty sure like, oh man, I gotta call, I don't know, my electric company because I haven't paid my bill and I need to ask this question. I mean, it's not something good or happy, right? So whenever you make that communication so much easy for the customer, you gain so much, because it's just a simple text, right? As a customer, you can just send a simple text and say, hey, what's going on with this? I want to know, how can I do that? And within 5-10 minutes, you can have somebody reply back to you. Something to point out here, when I first started creating these, I also created add more automation to it. For example, back in the days, I also have another row, right? Another Deluge code that for every single text that we receive, it was adding those texts in a Zoho sheets, and it was putting the time added, right? I was keeping the time. So I was saving the phone number of the person who sent it to us, the text of the of the message, and the time. And then I created a schedule that I think it was every single day, it will make an API call against this Zoho sheet, and it will return all those SMS that have been sitting there for over a day that have not have any response back, and then send an automatically message to the employee like, hey, this text has been sitting here for a month and nobody have replied back. And that's how we kind of make sure that somebody was looking at those texts, and somebody within the organization was actually replying back to all these texts and questions, because it can get tricky, right? Whenever you have 1,000 customers out there using and texting this company every single day, you want to make sure that you have some procedure, some automation built in that will help you control and manage that all these texts are being replied back, and they are not just sitting in there somewhere. I think I have mentioned I was a little bit nervous during this meeting. I was hoping that I was clear and I was able to make myself understandable. I don't. Hopefully, I didn't forget to mention any important point. However, here is my information. This is my company developer of Zoho, and here's my email on the company's Express Automation Solution, and you can go also to the website and you can find out more about me in case you ever need any help, any questions. I do speak Spanish and English. I do know there's a big community of Spanish speakers out there that unfortunately they don't fully understand English, but they want to interact with Zoho and they want to learn, but there is not a lot of resource out there in Spanish. They can reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help them. So that's everything I just want to mention. So good to be here today for the opportunity. Looking forward to learn from you guys as well.